Our story begins in California, when we go backstage to walk in Walt Disney's dream, to experience the glitter of Hollywood, to discover the wonders of Disneyland, and to imagine a California adventure. When California couldn't hold all of Walt Disney's imagination, it was time to head for Florida.
If you're going on the Florida trip, a few things to keep in mind. One, it's a lot of fun. You're going to Disney World to essentially ride rides. How can that not be fun? Two, you learn. It is a learning trip. You get to go behind the scenes, you see all the stuff that nobody else gets to see.
Are you thinking of going on this trip? Let us give you a hand.
All right, you got four things to remember here. You got Disney's Hollywood Studios, you got Epcot, you got Animal Kingdom, and probably most importantly, you got the Magic Kingdom in Snow White, okay?
Just the fact that Disney World is honest to goodness the happiest place on earth. Just throwing that out there.
With the BVU group, you got to go behind the scenes and see where the cast members go when they're not on stage, along with seeing the guests interact with the cast members and seeing how the attractions work and how they theme out a lot of their stories.
On the Keys to the Kingdom tour at Magic Kingdom, we learned the 4 keys: efficiency, courtesy, show, and safety.
And I thought this was a great tour because we got to go down below what is actually first floor level and see the utilidors, which really nobody else gets to see unless you actually work for Disney. The leadership tour in Epcot showed us the Disney way of solving problems and communication.
The improv and teamwork session at Epcot was one of my favorites. I learned that once you get people to open up, a lot more can get done and a lot faster with a lot more fun and efficiency.
When we went to Hollywood Studios, we got to see the storyboards of how they made the Tower of Terror.
And then we were able to make our own storyboard for what was our short movie. So you really learn what it takes to tell a story.
And then we got to use their storyboards that they made up to make our own attraction.
At the Keepers of the Kingdom tour at Animal Kingdom, they showed us how they have to keep the reality of the environment along with the fantasy of Disney.
The FX tour at Universal Studios was neat because we got to see how they take even a movie into an attraction or an attraction into a movie.
At Universal Studios, they took us behind the scenes to show us the design of the attractions. We even got to ride the Spider-Man ride with the lights on.
It's kind of the once-in-a-lifetime chance, and you never know what you'll bring back with you.
What's different about going to Disney World with the extreme theme park experience in comparison to, say, a choir band trip or going with your family is that there's a lot more freedom because you pretty much have the afternoons to do whatever you want, and the park hopper passes let you go to anywhere within Disney World or anywhere within Universal Studios.
This is all about learning and having fun while you're doing it. I mean, how can you not have fun when you're going to Disney World?
They wow their guests by paying attention to the little details, and they call that plussing it. So when you go there, you learn about that, so you know how to plus it, and you can add that to your resume that you know how to plus it.
The one thing that I took away from this is just how Disney operates as a business overall. It focuses on like storytelling, the show, and so I decided to apply for their Disney College program so I can go back there and get actual in-depth learning from them to see how they do things the Disney way. So you should come down there because you never know, you just might see me working down there.
One thing that I would take away from this that I would still apply today is that attention to detail is so important in everything. Disney's attention to the littlest details make the whole experience that much more.
It'll stick with you for a long time.
The neat thing about the extreme theme park experience is that no experience is the same. Extreme! From the time we arrive at a Disney property resort to wandering around the movie sets of Disney's Hollywood Studios and Universal Studios, to the time we leave by Magical Express, we are surrounded by creativity, pop culture, media, and Mickey Mouse.
We had a giant Mickey like outside of our room. They had, I think, like 5 pools, one for every building, and the food and the breakfast was great, and service overall was awesome. The rooms were always clean when we got back.
You get to experience the whole Disney trip. If you go to Disney World and you don't stay at Disney, you're not really getting the full effect, because even the resorts are themed, and even the food that you buy is themed, which is so strange.
The extreme theme park experience really allowed us to share the magic.
It's a magical experience.
For someone looking to take this trip, I would say just do it. It's worth it.
If you would like to learn more about the California-Florida trip, Walking in Walt Disney's Dreams, or the Florida trip, Extreme Theme Park Experience, call or email Professors Henry Hart or Jerry Johnson.